Hello everybody, Luke and Sandy here, and this is our orientation video, specifically for our new students, starting at our school, Health Enrichment Center in Lapeer. The year is 2020, and this is us giving you a sense of what to expect. We've had to make some adaptations in relation to the whole COVID scenario. If other educators are interested in just seeing how we do stuff, there's some value in just exploring that information. And or if you are a student interested in pursuing massage therapy education, this is a general kind of guideline of at least like what we expect our students to have within the first few weeks of starting class. You know, getting a hold of sheets, sanitizer, that kind of stuff. What are the expectations? What should you do? And the first one is read the catalog.
Reading the catalog. It's on the school website under the resources.
Yes. You said resources.
Yeah, resources.
So healthenrichment.com. Most of the front office, all of the front office operations are occurring remotely online now. So if you're communicating in terms of questions and answers for date and time, cost, I mean, all the information is on the website.
Yep.
So, read things effectively, get a hold of the catalog. That's what you're looking for. Under the resources tab, the school catalog, and read it.
All the pertinent information is in there. We're just going to try to bring it to life with you. Darcy is the school office administrator. She's helped by Laura. We're a real family affair. Laura's my daughter, Luke is my son. And we are managing most of the communications via email. So you do have to check your emails. The program as well, the actual educational piece, has been a hybrid, which means some online, some in class for a long time. But we've also this year had to adapt and navigate to remote learning using Zoom. So you're going to need to have a Zoom account, and they're free. And we will integrate this remote type of learning regularly throughout the class, so that if we have to move to a remote period of time, everybody's practiced with that.
So it's going to be one of those things where, in this day and age, having access to a tech device is prudent. Now, for some resources, specifically, there's like the e-version of the textbooks, which we'll talk a little bit more about. There's the online part of the course. There's other aspects. We have found that PCs seem to function the best, but even with Apple, a true computer laptop seems to function better than your tablets and phone interfaces. You can function on those.
Yep.
You just have to be aware of the formatting issues. You might have to search for the link gets hidden occasionally, or not dissimilar to any other. Occasionally you'll find a website, and so we've done our best, but we have found that if you're really searching specifically on which tech device to bring to class, if you have access to a laptop, an actual computer, not just a tablet or a phone, that probably will serve you best.
A lot of the students do almost everything on their smart device. However, they can get frustrated.
Yes. No, but, and as said, we have been familiar with people using a phone, but she and I are not necessarily tech masters. We have Darcy to help us, but she's not necessarily there all the time. So be aware that technology is part of this, and we all have to just have a sense of humor, work patient and aware of the issues there, but you will need to have access regularly to a PC or something, just so that you can complete all the work.
So now, let's hold up the books.
Oh, yes, very fancy.
These are your 2 textbooks. You will receive them your first day of class.
Part of the tuition, so they will be there waiting for you.
Yep, you don't have to pay extra for this. And we also include the ebook, the electronic version of this. And the course is linked to a learning management system called Canvas, and Darcy is the one that kind of works us through that. The ebooks are great because they have a read to you feature. There's all kinds of other search and take notes and all that. So you're going to want to make use of all of the resources that we provide for you, because these books are just as much of your teacher as we are. It's just cool that we wrote it.
Exactly. But very best thing you can do for yourself as a student is read the material.
Do the exercises.
Yes.
Do the assignments and the tests.
And when you're in class, we'll have a calendar that shows, when is the due date for having all the chapter tests done, which is basically our way of confirming as much as we possibly can that you read every chapter.
That's right.
But the idea over the course of the next year, you have a year, is you're going to read both of these. It seems intimidating, but over the course of a year, it's fine. These 2 books, and then the online section.
That's right.
The online course integrates with the science book. So it's more about helping you learn the nuts and bolts of the more, for many people, the more complex information. So in our arena, obviously the anatomy, physiology pieces and things like this. Fundamentals is going to have more to do with the hands-on aspects, but yes, there's your expectations for your reading.
And we wrote it.
Yes.
And they're excellent.
Yes.
And they're used all over the country.
Yes.
And we're very proud about that.
Yes.
All right. Now, these books are your teachers just as much as we are, and you are adult learners, even though sometimes you won't act like it.
Well, we won't act like it either,
but I have an expectation that you're going to do your homework.
Yes. You're going to get as much out of this as you put in. So it's not going to be her or myself coming around and nitpicking that you did every single little question and that you didn't cheat and all that kind of stuff. It behooves you to actually learn this material, because at the end of this, we are great teachers, but you have to take a licensing exam.
That's right.
So you should do the exercises because it's going to help you be able to pass that. We make sure you take a gazillion multiple choice online test questions that are going to mirror and be just like the questions you have to take to get your license. So there's a method to that madness.
And there's 2 goals. We have 2 goals as your teachers. One, like Luke just mentioned, is that we want you to be able to pass the licensing exam. You have to pass that one time. Then the rest of it, the more important outcome that we spend most of the time on in class, because everything you need to pass the exam is in these books. So in the rest of the focus for the school has to do with preparing you to have the type of foundation you need to become excellent massage therapists and to be able to serve your clients in a way that they will appreciate your critical thinking and your ability to help them live a better life. So you got to do your part.
And we always make sure, as she said, we have found that it's much more prudent to use our time with you in the classroom to make sure we cover and maybe reinforce the information you're going to find in the books. Like I will go through and discuss ways of learning all the individual muscles and what have you, but we want to spend as much time as possible doing the hands-on application, making you great massage therapists, not just being able to pass a test. You need to be able to go out there and function effectively, using your body safely and efficiently with good body mechanics. You have to be able to assess so that you're working with clients safely and helping them feel better.
That's right.
You want to be able to produce benefit and achieve those goals of wellness and relaxation and all that good stuff. We want to make you good massage therapists. Now with that means that you're going to have things so you can do massage.
That's right. And so we want to go through things that we want you to think about gathering up for the hands-on portion of the class, and what you're going to wear, and kind of how the schedule may roll out. And so a lot of people, their very first question is massage table, Luke.
Mm-hmm.
So we have all the massage tables you need for in-classroom function.
At the school.
Yeah.
So you do not need to bring a table to class. We have that there for you, but it is prudent within the first month or two to get a hold of a table that you can use at home. The sooner the better. The more you practice doing massage, the better you will be, the more comfortable you will be. Practice makes perfect in all things. So this is a good example of a nice standard table that we use. This is a slightly heavier wooden one. You can usually find a wooden table or an aluminum table. The aluminum tables are nice and light. However, they do not usually adjust as tall. So if you are a taller person at all, meaning you're past like 5'8", you might want to consider, those are the things to look for. You want a table that can adjust to a height that gets at least to your waist. You may not bring the table up that high, but we're going to make people change the table height to find what's most comfortable and conducive for their body mechanics. So you want a table that gets high enough, not something that stays way too low. So height, adjustable height of the legs is important. And the length and width is relatively standardized. She's looking for the face cradle. Should come with a face cradle. The width can range from 28, I think, as high as like 33 or 34. 28 is fine.
28 to 30 is perfect.
30 is perfect. But don't worry about buying something with a ton of bells and whistles. You don't need a bunch of additional adjustable components. You don't need to worry about a overly expensive fabric or memory foam. Because you can go on these websites and they'll have every kind of accessory and attachment you can think of. We usually say if you're buying new, you don't need to spend any more than between $100 to maybe $350.
That's right.
You really don't need to go more overboard than that.
And believe it or not, whether you like Amazon or not, Amazon carries some decent starter tables.
Yep. And even if it's just something that you can use and can easily travel around and don't have to worry about it getting a little banged up, that's fine. And then when you're done with class, you go and look for that nice upgrade and tell all your family and loved ones what your next birthday present should be. But beyond that, what's next?
Well, we want you to canvas through your house and collect some linens that you can use. So one of the things that you would possibly like, happens to be a big
beach towel.
To use as a blanket, or a flannel sheet is a nice blanket, easy to launder.
Or a blanket, but we found that things that are easy to launder and that fold up and store well.
Makes a difference.
And towels, big towels for me have gone a long way. And extra towels, so something that functions as a blanket,
but
then also with a few additional bath-sized towels. They can be larger. You don't want washcloths. That's not going to do you any good.
So a bath-sized towel,
a blanket
about this size.
Yep.
And some sort of blanket. People do get chilly.
Yes. So having a couple of just additional things. I usually say, if you're really wanting to hit the mark, think about having, if I were starting over again, it would be a beach-sized towel to use as a blanket, maybe an extra couple flannel sheets. They could be used as sheets or as blankets.
Yeah.
And then just some additional bath-sized towels, just because those can be used for lots of things. You can roll them up, make them into a pillow, another bolster. You can use them for draping. Now we're on to pillowcases.
You're going to need at least 2.
And you need a standard pillow size at least, if not larger. You can do okay with a larger pillowcase. Tiny pillowcases aren't going to do you anything.
You want a pillow.
A pillow.
And 2 pillowcases. Now, pillowcases are another one of those things that go a long way. They're really helpful. Mm-hmm. They're your face cradle cover. Mm-hmm. They're going to cover your bolsters, which is what you use to prop people up.
Like what goes underneath their ankles or their knees.
And we'll talk to you about bolsters when you get to class, but look for sometimes this type comes with your table.
Not even as nice as this. What we'll tell you off the bat that aren't very effective are the very thin half moon bolsters. This at least has enough height to it, or there's ones that are about this thick and only have a little bit of a flat surface. Those are better than the like they just look like a little tiny wedge.
Yeah.
But these we are going to, I'll get another chunk of foam to make these out of, because that's all this is. I just bought a big chunk of foam. It's 6 inches in depth, about 9 or 10 inches wide, and then a couple feet long. But keep your eye open for something, because we've had students that have found some really good old couch cushions that are about these dimensions. So thinking about, because this is what will go underneath their legs. So about 6 inches here, 9 to 10 inches here, about 2 feet here would be is great. We can make this, you could make it, and then with that you want 2 cases around it. She has one here that zips, so
it's
that
king size.
Yeah, king size, but that protects the foam, and then you have the additional component that even protects that cover from contact with the skin.
Now, on our YouTube channel, where you've been directed to see this video, Luke and I have already done bolstering, draping, body mechanics, that sort of thing. So if you want to get a preview of that and what that's going to look like, those videos are up for you.
Exactly.
So we got pillowcases. Then we want a fitted sheet, twin fitted sheet. Mm-hmm. This is going to go on your table to protect it. Let's do that for me.
Okay. The twin fitted sheet that goes on the table, protects the table, and then you're going to have how many flat sheets?
2.
2 flat sheets. 1 fitted, 2 flat, 2 pillowcases,
2
towels,
and something that acts like a blanket.
Yes. But your base sheets, in terms of thinking sheets, you need a fitted, 2 flat, 2 pillowcases.
Yep. And I like, queen size, king size are way too big.
Way too big.
But either twin or full, I personally like full sheets. Mm-hmm. I know you do too. We work with larger people.
Right. But sometimes having options. That's where those flannel sheets could be helpful, for example. And you don't want all flannel, because sometimes that can get, it's tougher to...
It sticks
and for people to slide and everything.
Multiple colors, because then you know, okay, the flowered one is the fitted sheet.
Yes, these do not need to be perfectly beautiful and matching. They need to be clean.
Yes.
So
the white one lets you know it's the bottom sheet, especially when you're learning to drape. It's nice to know what sheet you're manipulating, and then this one would be on top.
And you as the student will be receiving massage by other students / also us, but on your sheets. So you will be laying on your sheets, under your sheets.
That's part of our sanitation.
Under your blanket. So you need to make sure they're clean.
That's right. Now, what do we look like? We wear scrubs.
Well, you wear scrubs. I'm wearing polo right now, but so they're not confused. The uniform in class is scrubs. Your very first day of orientation, we can be pretty passive on that one. But for when we start hands-on and everything, and it would be good on your first day of class as well, because we throw you right in.
Yeah, right.
We go right into chair massage your very first day. Scrubs, not too tight, not too loose. They need to fit you properly so that you can move around in it. You should be able to have a staggered stance without feeling like the pants are about to tear. You should be able to lift your hands up without the shirt not coming too high up. And since these are deeper V-necks, male and female, you guys should have an undershirt, and everybody else that needs to wear underpants.
Yes.
Many facilities, including the spas that we work in and that we manage, they require, as part of just the intake process, they require the clients at least wear lower body underwear. Yep. So it's just an important thing to get used to in the profession. So that's expected. Undershirt, underwear, scrubs. 1 pair of black scrubs. You don't need those immediately. When is the job shadowing?
Halfway through.
So within 6 months. The rest of the time in class, you can have the goofiest scrubs in the world. I don't care if they're Mickey Mouse.
But they have to be scrubs.
They have to be scrubs. But then 1 pair of black scrubs is exactly like what she has.
And then they have to wear shoes.
Shoes. Yep. Actual rubber sole with a heel. Sandals don't count.
Here. Not a heel this way. Heel this way.
Yes.
Foot fully enclosed.
Yep. That's just as much for your safety as anything else. For good biomechanics, you need to be able to set your foot and have something that your heel makes contact with,
right,
so that you don't slip out of the shoe. And I can tell you, working on a slippery surface is really hard on your body. So rubber sole, like cross trainers, these standard tennis shoes are really good, but a comfortable shoe, an actual shoe, not a boot, not a clog, not a galosh, not a sandal,
a shoe.
I don't care if they match. Just shoes.
The rest of your appearance is professional, which means that your hair is off of your face.
I'm having a tough time with that right now.
Yes.
Gotta get that off the face. Longer hair. Make sure you have a clip or
a scrunchie
or something. Nails.
No nails.
Can't have long nails. It's a sanitary. You're learning about massage. A big thing you have to learn about is good sanitation procedures. They need to be short. They need to be clean. And right, wrong, or indifferent. I'm sorry with the painted aspects. That's if there's a chip in the paint or something.
Yeah, no nail polish. Yep. No fake nails.
That's where a lot of residue and potential pathogens can hide.
That's right.
So, right. I'm sorry. That's one of the concessions of getting into this environment is the nails
are gone.
Yes. So we've had people be upset about that, but if you're in this profession, using your hands, you're making direct physical contact with people, it's a reality. So.
And no jewelry.
No.
Now, if you've got a piercing that fits flat to your skin, we may tend to look the other way.
That's a concession. But you have to be aware that rings,
dangling necklaces, dangling earrings.
All these things can make inadvertent contact and can be repositories for pathogens. So, no jewelry, no hanging, nothing on the hands.
That's right. And you have to be very modest with any kind of makeup. This is not a fashion show. Luke, you should not wear.
I'm trying.
And gender neutral.
Mm-hmm.
And in the classroom, we're respectful. We don't try to convince anybody that, we don't talk politics.
No, we keep it.
We don't talk religion.
It's a professional atmosphere, just like anything. And one of the education aspects that we have to be aware of is we are in a service industry kind of construct where we're meeting lots of people from different backgrounds and different perspectives. We all need to learn to get along. And so why not start with that in the classroom? So be polite, be cordial, be aware.
And we'll talk about things like implicit bias, where we don't even know that we're judgmental.
People first language constructs. We strive very hard to teach that and make that part of the curriculum. But just like anything, it's a learning process for all of us.
That's right.
But the first part is being aware and empathetic.
So, over the years, it's been the vegetarians against the meat eaters where I've been.
That's the biggest friction. The biggest fights happen during lunch.
Speaking of lunch, the schedule for a day in the classroom typically runs from 9 to
5 is what it says.
But we like to realize that traffic is heavy at 5. So we tend to shorten the lunch to 30 minutes and out at 4:30. And the students clean.
Nobody's argued with making sure we get out a little bit before rush hour.
Right.
But part of that with lunch is that you may find that bringing a lunch is easiest. We are located right at the far end of downtown, so there are plenty of food options near us. There's a Subway around the corner. There's several restaurants that have every various option. So for a quick carry out, you're probably okay. But even I bring my lunch just to save time. So masks.
What about masks?
Everybody needs to wear a mask. It's a new age. So this is a 3-ply cotton that she actually has made. But these work great and can be laundered. These are some single uses. We will have access in the event. I'm not going to be very patient with people having forgotten a mask too often. So gotta have a mask. We will see each other's faces plenty through our Zoom calls.
Well, that's right.
But I will be wearing a mask. She will be wearing a mask. We are treating the classroom just like we would treat a work environment. So
we're now Luke and I, we actually live in the same location.
Right, we're right in the same apartment building. So we're in contact with each other and in a family unit. So there's that, but in the classroom, this is what you'll be seeing.
Okay, there's no question about it, all right?
There's no question, there's no debate. We are science-based first. We are in the allied healthcare community. This is about safety for the people that you are going to be working with as professional massage therapists, and we have to be safe in regards to you as students, current students. That's how it is.
So. Now we did earlier a video related to all of the adaptations around COVID.
Right.
Now we should have been doing all that anyway. All the sanitation procedures, all of that.
She's saying we have been. She's saying that people in relation to sanitizing the environment, regular hand washing, all these criteria, this is something that we have been teaching and that has been expected and should always be expected. I mean, in general, in a professional atmosphere, but particularly in an allied health, close contact profession such as this. The new dynamic is being a touch more careful with maybe doing 2 solutions, being aware of soap versus alcohol versus bleach. And then with all of this, always regular hand washing. And the new big one is wearing the mask.
So we're gonna refer you to that video if you want to know what that is. We will have in place at the school. We use alcohol, and then we also use a 10% bleach solution. And you'll be learning what you use when. The lotion we use is Biotone. When you get to class, you will get some samples.
Yep.
And then, but that's what we use. And
so in the classroom, that's what will be used.
Yes.
It's either the Biotone lotion or the cream. You have your option there. We sell it there. We don't make any money on it. You can also buy it online, but in the classroom, it's one of those safety, cohesive deals that we just have to mandate.
If anybody has any skin reaction or anything.
Right, and these are hypoallergenic. It's something that actually she and I have used for years, and believe me, I've been exposed to every type of oil, even the waxes and various creams. Biotone is better and as good as any.
And we're not getting anything from this promotion.
No.
But we will know.
But that's what we're using.
We will know that that's what's used if anybody has a reaction.
Yes.
Now, if anybody has any uniquenesses to them.
It could be a peanut allergy. It could be if there's some maybe being.
I'm dyslexic.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
And I really am.
Yes. Yes. I can ramble. But anything unique to you that is prudent for other people to be aware of? It can be
visual.
It can be visual. It can be movement and mobility, orientation, mobility related.
Hearing.
Yep.
Some sort of other neuro. What's neurotypical anyway.
Right.
But we need to know what it is so that we know how to help everybody understand what that is. It becomes an education. It becomes diversity. It becomes tolerance. It becomes acceptance.
Yep. So we're speaking in terms of a people first construct. This is just as important to how you will relate with your future clients. But in the classroom, it's just everybody needs to be open and clear with each other.
That's right.
So good.
You'll get a calendar.
Yep.
Class is for the fall sessions are Wednesdays. Spring session would be Thursdays, 1 day a week. Later on, after midterm, we have our 5 clinic weekends, always the second weekend of the month.
Second full weekend.
Yeah, and it's Saturday and Sunday. And then they also have a 24-hour job shadowing opportunity. And then there may be other options that may occur that we can use.
Other environments, maybe going and seeing what it's like to work in a sports-based environment, things like that.
That's touchy right now because we don't know what's going on with COVID, but
we
we'll
have
try.
No idea.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what it used to look like. Just if in the event we have to go full remote again, some of the stuff might have to change in the moment. We've made that adaptation recently. So everything from if there's bad weather to if everybody needs to lock back down.
That's right.
We can shift to using Zoom to do a lot of our stuff remotely. So be aware of that. We have it figured out.
Now, if we are doing a Zoom class, which we will on a regular basis,
yes,
we're not on Zoom for 7 hours.
No.
There'll be a morning meeting where we will discuss the topic of the day, work on some stuff, lecture, discussion. Then we'll have a break with usually a project that you'll either do alone or with somebody, again, remotely. And then we'll have a second call later in the day where we discuss.
So we're mindful that we're not going to have you stuck in front of your computer staring at our lovely faces for 7.5 hours. So be aware in the event that we do a Zoom day for class, or if we have to shift to that, we'll make it fun and easygoing.
Now, I'm a stickler on professionalism, but I'm also a goof.
Yeah.
You have to put up with me in the classroom.
Yeah, put up with me too. We do a good job, and you have to put up with us. It's a family business. It's a mother-son thing, so sometimes we snark back and forth at each other, or we're goofy and laughing, and that's all good. But there's always that recognition of keep it PG-13. It's professional atmosphere.
Very respectful. And we want you to feel relaxed and learn with a laugh, but at the same time, we are also always practicing professionalism. And we're looking forward to you being with us.
Yes, it's going to be fun.
You're going to have to trust us.
As hard as that is. But we've been doing this a long time. And I'm pretty confident that we're pretty good at this.
And it'll take a month before all the pieces come together, and that'll be all right.
Well, we've done that before, so be aware we're familiar with the hurdles. Know that coming into this, we have expectations, but we'll guide you through the process.
Absolutely.
So we look forward to seeing you soon.
You bet.
And I'm going to walk behind the camera.
Okay.
Shut it off.